how's it going, everyone? This is Jeff. I'm back with Small Fox Wargaming, and we're here to talk about Antz's trip to Hammerfest.
Hammerfest.
So, how was your trip, Antz? Did you have a good time?
Oh yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. A lot of amazing matches with a lot of fantastic people. Um, Everyone was really awesome there. Everyone had really cool paint jobs. It was just a fantastic weekend altogether.
What was your favorite painted army?
Um, that is a good question. Well, first place ended up going to the guy that did the Gargants, the giant at Lone Star Open.
Yeah.
He brought the Flesh Eater Court army this time around, and he ended up placing first with best paint. And he did a few conversions that were really cool, but man, that paint job is just fantastic, spot on. All of his bases were actually hand painted, or I mean, free-handed, where like the tiles and like the designs are broken up in the tiles. It was just amazing to look at, and I think that's probably my best one, or my favorite one. Second favorite would be to the guy that brought Skaven. His whole board was set up to be like a beach party, so everyone was in Hawaiian shirts. The bigger rat ogres had surfboards. The giant hell pit abomination thing that he has was the lifeguard, and it was just a bunch of fun.
Man, that sounds cool. Did you get any pictures? Maybe they have some on the website.
I believe I do have some pictures I can send your way to put up for the video. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. A lot of really good models there.
Well, that's cool, man. Did you do better than you expected?
Um, yes, compared to Lone Star, not where I was wanting to get, but it was definitely really close to getting there. I ended up going 2 to 3. So 2 wins, 3 losses. But two of those losses were extremely close. I mean, like, um, my first loss was against Iron Jaws. I scored 30, he scored 60. He just kind of steamrolled over me. Those dragons are just intense. He only had one, but it was putting in the work.
All right.
Um,
Before you move on from that, the first mission he did was passing seasons, and he did play Iron Jaws, and he played it looks like the Iron Jaws Brawl against his Gloom Sprites Trogherd. So the biggest
yeah, so
obstacle was the dragon so far, huh?
uh so the dragon, but also the two objectives that are out in no man's land for this object or for this mission, they just naturally give you +1 to your wound rolls. And playing trolls, that's not going to do a whole lot for me because I'm already wounding on twos. For him, though, he was consistently getting wounding on twos and threes, which was just absolutely devastating for me against his infantry. And so it was one of those things to where he was able to creep up the board pretty fast and kind of keep me in my deployment zone. And there's only so much that they can do, and my dice were really not letting me get those feel no pains in.
So he just had a faster army than you could deal with at that point.
Yeah, no, he was pretty much in my face, ready to go turn two. And with that dragon, I mean, I did underestimate that dragon severely, but yeah, it took out a big chunk of my army early on.
Man, it seems like those beasts in Age of Sigmar don't mess around. You got to bring them. You can't just leave them at home,
Oh,
huh?
no kidding. Yeah, if you can fit some monsters into your list, definitely do it. I Going off of what I've played against, big monsters is a good time.
Yeah, man, it sounds like it. I mean, why wouldn't you bring them? Because I mean, in 40K, you sit there and you bring your biggest units you can most of the time because they're going to go out there and either be a big distraction or they're going to go out there and just pummel somebody really hard one turn.
Yeah. Yeah, my first turn was really strong out the gate. I ended up getting 10 points for primary, which I believe is the max you can get, and then an additional 5 points for holding the center of the board. But after that, like he was just able to kind of pigeonhole me in, and yeah, I scored 5 points for turn two. I scored a total of 10 points turn three, and by then it was pretty much already over by turn three.
Man, that's a tough game. But I mean, we've all been there. We've all had games where we just got pushed off the board and there's not much we can do about it.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, the guy I was playing against, Ryan, really good guy. Um, yeah, no, we just had fun with it. We're goofing off with the models and everything. It was a fun game, short game, but it was a fun game.
Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad you enjoyed that game. It was your worst game of the night. You did lose 30-60, but your next game was a much better one for you. It looks like you played Grasp of Thrones, and you went against Disciples of Zinch, the change host, and you won 64-62. What changed in that game?
So, funny enough, that was the ringer. So I ended up getting a buy, and so I ended up playing the judge that was selected to be the ringer for the tournament, and he brought in it was Pyros the Fate Weaver, a Lord of Change, 4 units of the Screamers, just the 3-man Screamers, and then 2 reinforced units of Zangors, I believe that's what they're called. Zangors on discs, and a Demon Prince. Really fast paced, but once you get them into combat, it's just they crumple like paper. And the Demon Prince and the 2 Big Birds were probably like the more um like the bigger threats. But once I got them into combat too, they pretty much crumpled as well because like they're better at range and in magic than they are up close and personal.
I guess these guys don't teleport, huh?
They kind of can, but if you're able to get them into combat, they can't get out of that.
I got you. So it was a much. Well, it didn't seem like it was an easier game, but it was one you were able to turn into a victory.
Yeah, the I would say just his mobility kept me on my toes because he was able to retreat, go like 12 to 14 inches out, get an objective that I'm not near, and it would take me like a turn with a really good charge or 2 turns to get to where he is.
And that was probably
And
with
so
his
like
Zangors on disc, huh?
no, funny enough, he was using those to kind of tar pit me in place while the screamers were scoring. But yeah, no, it was a really close back and forth game. And the reason why I won was because towards the end of the game, turns 4 and 5, I pretty much knocked out all of those screamers, and so I was able to freely walk around and collect the objectives I needed. So yeah, primaries I scored 44, he scored 42. We both scored 20 points for secondaries.
Man, that's a pretty good game, dude. It's always funner when they're closer than they are when they're far apart.
Oh, absolutely.
So after that game, you rolled into Flesh Eater Courts, the nightly echelon, and that was Surge of Slaughter. Do do any of these primary missions affect the game at all?
So with passing seasons, that one definitely affected me because that's the one that's the checkerboard map with the deployment, and it turns off 2 of the 4 objectives every turn. So that one really screwed me over because I wasn't able to get anywhere close to the active objectives. This one was pretty simple. You score 5 points if you control at least one objective. You score an additional 3 points if you control any pairs, and then you score an additional 2 points if you control more than the opponent. So really, you have three. You have access to three of the five objectives turn one, and to get a pair, it's not that hard because the opposite pair that you need is like right on the outer side, like outside your deployment. So this one wasn't too difficult to do score wise or primary wise, but it was one of those things with mobility. Like he had a lot of running or like fast paced models, and I that's really what seems to be getting me, or these like high mobility models.
So your slow and sluggish didn't really work out to your advantage this go around.
It did whenever I was able to get into combat, but yeah, there's definitely some armies that are able to outpace me. And he also had a big guy with him. He had the Terrorgeist, which, if you're not familiar with that model, it's like a giant zombie dragon with a bat head on it. That dude can fight.
You're like he
He
just beat you
he
up,
can
huh?
swing. Um, yeah, this was one of those games where it's like end of the day, we're both tired. We're gonna have some laughs. So I took my Trug, the Trogoth King, who nothing to sneeze at himself. I threw him into the Terrorgeist in the middle of the map, and I knew what was gonna happen. I just wanted to see how many points of damage I can get off before he killed me. Um, yeah, no, like his returning swing just absolutely rocked him. But no, it was a really good game. We actually ended up timing out, and I believe it was 38-37, my win. But it was such a good game, and he was such a good player that we ended up just talking it out. Kind of went back and forth on how other rounds would have gone, and we just came to the conclusion that because of his speed, um, there's just only so much I could do.
Yeah, I hear that. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of talking games out, but I mean, there's points where it's good to do it. Like if you're running out of time and it's the bottom of turn five and you can't finish the round. But I mean, there's to be said about talking games out for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate when people allow me to like talk it out to get more points. Whenever I'm kind of on the lower end, so it's just one of those things to where if it's a good game and we had fun, I don't mind doing it. If it was someone that was just being a jerk the whole time, then maybe I'm just gonna take that win.
Yeah,
But
just
no, he
kind of
was
get
he
away
was an
from it.
awesome player, and it really did help that for lunch his team actually cooked burgers for everyone that was playing in the tournament. So that might have played a hand in my decision to talk it out.
Hey man, I ain't mad at it. Free food is always good, man.
Oh, absolutely. Like they're really good burgers too.
Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad y'all got a good lunch out of it. So that was your day one. What was your favorite game from day one, and what was the hardest
Well,
lesson you learned?
hardest lesson I learned was don't rush into things, especially with the trolls. I want them to come to me. I want them to get to a point to where they are just out of charging range, so I can come in on my turn and do some damage, or get to a point to where if they can charge me, it's more likely to fail, like maybe like 10 to 12-inch charges. Um, my favorite match of the day was definitely Flesh Eater Courts. Fantastic guy. We had a lot of laughs. We were just being really stupid with how we are handling the roles and everything, adding a little bit of a narrative. to what was going on. But no, that I we got to a point to where like we were laughing so hard we were having like headaches and whatnot. So it was that's probably my favorite game of the day.
Well, that's cool, man. Nothing wrong with having a good time, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Man, I had a question for you. I just spaced. Like I had no, like it just went away. That's really bad considering I'm supposed to ask you questions. Oh
It happens.
wait! I got it. You know how 40K does narrative events? Does AOS do narrative events? Is that a thing for you guys?
So I haven't seen any narrative stuff here yet. I do know that the Warhammer Championship or whatever the one is that happens in I'm blanking out.
Atlanta, I think.
The one that yeah, Atlanta, the big event at the end of the year. I do know that they do a narrative thing for Age of Sigmar, but Age of Sigmar as a whole within Texas, from what I've seen, is not as big as 40K. And so, really, it's just the primary tournament that they have.
I got you.
I could totally be wrong,
Now you might be right because I haven't seen many of them either. Did I?
but yeah. So day two started off with
Yeah, day
Link
two.
Layla.
Yeah, you went into another Iron Jaws. It was Linked Ley Lies, and it was the best game of it was the best scoring game of your night of your day. It was 70 to 16.
I was prepared, and this guy did not have a dragon. So he played a similar list to what the first guy was playing. However, instead of a dragon, he took two pigs. And so I kind of kited those around certain buildings just to kind of keep them away from like my important stuff. And you know, eventually they made contact with Trug and my rock guts, but at that point I was already scoring pretty heavily. And yeah, no, this one there wasn't anything that he could do to help his wound rolls, and all of my debuffs were going off perfectly in this one. So as we talked about in the last video, my goblins have a on a 2-up they can throw a net on infantry, and it gives them -1 to hit. I also have drogs, which if you're within 6 inches, you're -1 to hit. And then I do have a couple of other shenanigans I can do with that. That also provides debuffs. And those were going off nonstop. So he instead of swinging on like threes and threes or threes and fours, it was like fours and fives. And so he really wasn't able to do a whole lot of damage to me.
Sounds like a good scenario for you. That dragon not being there really was the icing on the cake, huh?
Yeah, and with this one, because it was the horizontal deployment, I was able to just take my time, bring my guys up to the center of the board, and just stay there the entire game because of those debuffs and just how tanky the rock guts themselves can be. So it was a really good scenario for me.
That's good, man. I see that you played like one demon so far in day one. Are like the greater demons really good in this part of Warhammer? Or are they just like are the bigger monsters better?
So the only greater demon I've fought other than the big birds would have been is it the bloodthirsters, the ones for corn?
Yeah, those guys.
And I mean those guys hit hard, but they're also as like easy to kill in combat as well. I mean, it's the same thing as 40K. Once you get good units into them, they just kind of crumple. Like they can hit hard, but they also have trouble taking it.
It's kind of funny when a combat army can't tank.
Yeah, no, it definitely for Corn, Blades of Corn or Disciples of Corn, whatever it's called. They're definitely more like get in your face real quick, whack you, and hope that they've killed you in one go.
Man, it sounds like you just need a couple skull cannons and just volley people for a while.
Yeah.
All right. Um, so you won your first game. Your second game was a really close game for day two. He went 57-58. He played Car- you played the Caradon Overlords. Sorry, English is not my first language. But those are the steampunk dwarves, right?
Yes. Actually, apparently they're the current boogeyman of Age of Sigmar.
Oh, okay. And did Rolling Roots have anything to affect this game?
Not Rolling Roots itself, but the Place of Power helped me tremendously. So, for those who don't know what Caradon Overlords are about, it's a primarily shooting army. So think of it as the Tau of Age of Sigmar. All their guys are really good shots, and their airships, as long as they have sight on you, they can pretty much shoot you across the board. They can also pick guys up into the airships, move the airships, and then drop those guys near them. If they're near the airship, I believe it's within 6 inches of the airship, they're considered in the shadow of the airship, and everything is -1 to hit.
Dang, sounds rough,
And
man.
then you, yeah, and then you can also teleport some of the airships. I don't know if you can teleport all of them or if it's just the small ones, but he was teleporting the small one to do some scoring. But yeah, so Place to Power in this season allows you to choose a nearby objective and turn it into obscuring. So as long as you're wholly within that objective, you cannot be shot at.
Dang.
So I was using that for my advantage, and that's for the whole game. That's permanent as long as you do it. So I was able to do that turn one, put my goblins there to just sit on there, and then all of the terrain was actually big enough for us to travel over. So as long as you're wholly within the terrain, you can't be shot at. So I was using that to my advantage as well for like keeping my rock bets and trug safe, and then just kind of going in and charging at the right moment. And this is definitely one of those things to where it was speed over power for sure because his airships can move really far and pick up units. Um, but also the terrain actually kind of hindered him a lot as well because it was such massive pieces of terrain. But he also had a guy who had an enchantment on him or enhancement that turns off Field of Pains. He can do that once a turn, every turn, and that was proven to be an issue with my guys because most of my guys have a 5-up Field of Pains, which is why they're so hard to kill. Not for him.
So he just went over there and just did his thing, huh?
Yeah, it's like a little grenade that he can throw out within 6 inches, I think. But I could have had the game. All I had to do was make a 6-inch charge, and that would have prevented him from scoring primary on his last turn. I failed a 6-inch charge, and then I re-rolled into Snake Eyes.
I mean, sometimes just what it is, man. Like
Yeah,
all you can do to fix that is just get as close as you can the next time.
yeah, but I mean, like, that's one of the things to where, like, I did the best I could. It was a really close back and forth game, and skill wasn't the thing that hindered me. It was just chance. It was a really fun back and forth game. Like I said, I mean, like we both agreed, the closer the game is, the more fun we have with it. Um, yeah, no, it was just a fantastic game. He played really well.
That's good,
But
man.
yeah,
It's funny to see dwarves being the boogeyman of anything. I mean, like you picture a dwarf, you're like, oh yeah, it's a little fast, like strong guy, and he's gonna come over here and chop me with an axe. But I mean, realistically, like you should be able to kick him in the face and not have to worry about it.
yeah, dude. Like, so the infantry wasn't that big of an issue. It was the airship. His big airship. You can choose to either run and shoot to make sure you're in range, or if you got tagged into combat, you can fall back and shoot them in the face. And that one, I don't remember the damage, but I do remember it being enough damage to take out Trug in one go if he was allowed to.
That's
And so
wild, man.
it's definitely a very scary gun. But yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Like you're sitting there taking out characters in one shot, man. Especially damage deal like carrying over, man. That's rough.
yeah, no. He also had these little guys with harpoon guns, and he could use those guys to fall back. Like, so he can charge with them, do mortals. I think it was mortal. Then fall back at the end of my turn, hop into a airship on his turn, move the airship over somewhere else. They can fall out, and then they can just shoot up whatever is in range. So like his stuff had a lot of mobility.
Dang, dude. That that just seems to be your Achilles heel is mobility.
Yeah, movement shenanigans are very interesting to go up against when your movement is like 6. So
I'm kind of seeing how that dude with your last tournament with all those wolves won. He was just out there running across the board doing whatever he wanted.
yeah, well, let me check. I don't believe he did too well this time around, if I'm not mistaken.
He brought the same army, tried to do the same thing twice.
Yeah, yeah. This one there's definitely a lot more big monsters in it. And funny enough, I showed you the picture, but there was a guy that was just running 5 orc dragons and then like 2 units of like 3 guys. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he got 3rd place.
I mean, I can't be mad at that. Just bring all the big guys and run with it, man. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, no, that looked like it was a lot of fun.
Plus, like it's just like playing knights. You have the same profile. You don't have to worry about a lot.
Yeah. Let me try on my computer. For whatever reason, it's not letting me log into the app.
Oh, that BCP app, man. So, like every
Yeah.
time I have a tournament, I can log into it. It'll stay logged in. But when I'm done with the tournament, like the next day, I can't log into it. I have to re-enter everything. It's weird. It's had its
Yeah, and then with the whole like Warhammer login for that as well, it's like for whatever reason it doesn't allow me to just auto log in with that because I have the Warhammer stuff saved on my phone, but it doesn't like let it do its thing.
it's better than what it was beginning of the year. That's for sure.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, man. That was your Hammerfest. What place did you come in? Did you get ranked pretty high in best painted?
So I was able to get in showcase, so I had to bring my army again for day 2 or the display board day 2.
So how'd that go?
And sorry, I was trying to log in. Um, I don't remember my password apparently. But yeah, so no, it was really cool. I didn't place in the top 3, which was fine because the ones that did end up, well, they were really good. Um, First place we talked about was Fleshier Court. Just amazing stuff. The guy with all the wolves for Gloomspite Gets got second place, if I'm not mistaken. Which again, he had a lot of like really nice painting or paint jobs on those models. Third place went to the Ideneth Deepkin, I believe is what they're called. The fish elves.
Oh, okay. Those are really
This
cool
is the one
models.
that I told. Yeah, this is the one I told you about that was in the little aquarium, the fish tank.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so she ended up winning third place for that.
She.
And then there was a guy who got best display board, and it was on a turntable. But his army, he calls it the Wa of Ra, and so it's an orc army, but they're infected with Nurgle.
Oh, I saw that. That looked like a lot of conversions.
Yeah, no, everything in that army was converted. Instead of having the pigs, he had the little like bloat drone things, the
Yeah,
big flies,
yeah.
and they had like pig heads on them. He's actually I follow him on Facebook. He's actually working on a dragon for his army. So I believe it's called the it's not the maggot can that big like grotesque hulking like monster with like tentacles and like these like weird like mouth appendages. Do you know
Yeah,
what model I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I have no idea what it's called.
So he took that Glotkin. That's what it's called, the Glotkin. So he took that model and he kit bashed it with the orc maw crusher dragon. And so it's this like bipedal behemoth with a dragon head. The wings have these little like weird mouth growths on them, and it looks really cool.
Dang, man. I wonder if I can find a picture of that to throw in the video. I bet I can. Because I know
Um,
like I saw on the when they were posting pictures for the Facebook page, I saw that army and it was really cool. Like I was like, that's a lot of work, and he spent a lot of money to make that thing happen.
yeah, no, he's in the Greater Houston Alliance Discord, and he's been posting up his progress on there as well. It looks really awesome, and I'm excited to see it in person.
Uh, I'm gonna have to go to one of these tournaments just to check out the paint jobs.
Oh, absolutely, dude. I was talking to the judges, and it's like, you know, there's a lot of amazing artists within 40K,
Yeah,
but for the most part, it's just people trying to, get their paint jobs done just to get to these events.
yeah,
And there's nothing wrong with that because, they're more into the competitive aspect than the hobby aspect. Age of Sigmar, these guys do not play around when it comes to the hobby aspect. Like, yeah, you'll have different people on different levels, but everyone gives it their 100% with these models.
dang. There's
Yeah.
like if you're just starting out painting, then there's some feel bads coming, huh?
Oh, not necessarily, because I mean, like, if you're starting off new, as long as you still put your 100% in, it'll come out nice. It's just you're gonna have to pick up some uh, different skills along the way.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, there's a lot of skills I've learned painting over the years.
Yeah, me too. Like every time I start a new project, I always try to do something new or like try to learn something to add to it.
Yeah, I've been playing with dry brushing a lot lately. I don't know, I've gotten pretty okay with it. It's really impressive how easily you can dry brush something and it looks like you've took hours to paint it.
Oh yeah, if you look at Artist Opus on their YouTube, they did a whole video where they did a great unclean one just with dry brushing, and it looks amazing.
Dang. Well, I mean, there you go, man. Learning some new paint tips while we talk about AOS. But anyway, man,
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed Hammerfest. It sounds like you had a good time. You've definitely learned some things with your army this go around. And
Yeah, and good.
if you could change one thing to try to make your list better, what would that be?
Honestly, I don't think I would change much. As much as I like Trug, I think he's just too expensive for how easy he is to kill. Because without getting that 5-up feel no pain, he's kind of like dead in the water once he gets into combat. I think I would drop him for another for a third reinforced unit of Rockgut Trogoth. I think that would have made my survivability a bit better. And I mean, yeah, I'm still gonna have the issues with speed, but at the end of the day, if I can have more models on the board than they can by like turn 4, I can still lock in a good score.
Cool, man. I want to see you make that adjustment and see how your next tournament goes. Although I don't know if there's another tournament anytime soon for AOS. Maybe some.
No, Hammerfest is usually like the big one for Houston. Um, I think there are some out of state still going on, but this is the last one for the year for me at least.
Okay.
I think War Dome is going to be my next one, and I think it's in what, March, May,
Yeah,
one
yeah,
of those
March or
two.
May, one of those two.
But funny enough, I don't know if I'm going to be doing Gloomspike It next year. I love the army, but I'm really excited for Chaos Dwarves. I've been prepping some models for that, and I ended up getting two of the spearhead boxes that are coming out next weekend.
Oh, nice, man.
So
I'm sure you're gonna make those
I'm
look
I'm
good.
going all in on that.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
already have some ideas of what I want to do.
It can't be a big army like right now. It has to be a limited model line because I mean, what they only advertise like maybe 6 units so far.
Well, the thing is, yeah, at the start you're just getting the spearhead, which is I think 4 different units. However, they're they have actually a pretty nice range right now to start off with. Once you get the codex legal and all the models that they've showed off like out in the wild, there are I think maybe like 18 different units you can have.
That's not bad. I didn't think they had that many models for that army already.
No, so the units that they showed off, they're all dual kits. So they can either be like, the basic infantry can either be spears or swords, and they're two different play styles for each one. The bull centaurs have two different units that you can make out of them. Like I think just about everything except for the main character you get in the spearhead box has a separate data sheet for different options. So they're model count wise, it's a little on the low end because all these boxes can make like two different units. But variety in playstyle, it looks fantastic. It looks like there's a good chunk of playstyles to go with.
Can't wait to see that army on the battlefield for sure because I know it's gonna be well represented because people been like looking for Chaos Tours for a while in both AOS and 40k.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no. I guarantee you that the first tournament or for first like 2 or 3 tournaments after they become tournament legal, they're just gonna flood the events.
Oh yeah, yeah. It'll be like Votan and then Emperor's Children when they came out.
Yeah, or Death Guard currently.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. That they I don't know. There hasn't been a codex creep all year, and then towards the end of this year, it's just been every codex is more powerful than the next. It's quite out of control, and I think that's why
I
some
mean,
some of them were pushed back because they debuffed him a little bit.
Christmas is right around the corner though.
Oh yeah, but I mean for 40k side of the house, I'm pretty sure that the last thing we're gonna get is Drukari, and then it's gonna be some combat patrols and the Christmas boxes. That'd be the last things that come out.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the Christmas boxes are. From what I heard, it there's definitely a good chance that Emperor's Children's get an army box just because the other ones already have theirs. or I mean the big four for chaos.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously you're gonna get Space Marines in some sort of fashion.
Yeah, it'd be funny if they did like an um, Imperial Agents Christmas box. That'd be funny.
That would.
But like for the AOS side, I have no idea what there could be. Like I'm always surprised what they come out with because it seems to be really good deals for the way you can build the armies in AOS. It just doesn't seem like any box set you get is a bad deal.
Yeah, no, from what I've seen, all of the AOS Christmas boxes are phenomenal. You can still pick up some here and there in the wild, but like the orcs had an awesome one. I think it came with two pigs and then a bunch of like heavy hitter infantry. Gloomspite Gitz had one that was just squigs. So I think he had like two mangler squigs, a bunch of squig hoppers. I think there was like 40, like 20 to 40 of the regular like squid herds.
Yeah.
So they make bank with the AOS side of Christmas.
Yeah, because I know what the Tau box set was just like 4 models, and I was like, man, that was kind of a waste of a box set.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But in any case, I'm glad you enjoyed Hammerfest. Is there anything else you want to say about the event before we sign off here?
Um, no, I mean all the judges were awesome. They're really helpful in their feedback when it came to paint. All my opponents were fantastic. Um, yeah, no, I'm just excited to see what 2026 has in store.
All right, man. Sounds good. I'm looking forward to the new ITC season after November, and looking forward to some more AOS talk in the next video. But any case, man, you have a good night. Anything else you want to say before we go?
No, I'm hoping we can get some hobby talk in because I mean I've shown you some pictures off of like on Discord stuff like that. I'm trying some new stuff with sculpting and it's coming out really awesome.
Yeah, I would say your league's ahead of me on that. But yeah, I'm working on some stuff. Next video, we can definitely sit here and talk about the hobbying we're doing, and we can sit there and go through what techniques we're doing to make our models come to life.
Definitely.
All right. Well, you have a good night, man. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for joining in again.
Have a good night, everyone.